The tenses in English fall under four categories: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. The focus in the perfect tense is not on the action itself, but the reference compared to which the action happened. It tells us that an action happens before another action, time, or event. For example, I have done my homework. This sentence tells us that I did my homework before the reference, which is now. The reference is the present moment because it is in the present perfect. So an action in the present perfect happened before now. Now, let us see how the perfect tense looks like. To have plus past participle. The past participle is the verb itself, and ed if it is a regular verb. If it is an irregular verb, you have to study and learn each verb since it does not fit the usual pattern. The verb to have is the one conjugated. If the verb to have is in the present, then the tense is present perfect. I have been to Italy. He has studied for his exam. We can see that there are two forms of the verb to have in the present, have and has. These two sentences are in the present perfect because the verb to have is in the present and they all mean that the action happened before now. Notice that in the first sentence, the verb to be is an irregular verb and its past participle is been. In the second sentence, the verb to study is a regular verb and its past participle is studied. If the verb to have is in the past, then the tense is past perfect and the reference is in the past. I had finished my meal when my father arrived. We can see that there is one form of the verb to have in the past, had. The sentence is in the past perfect because the verb to have is in the past, and it means that the action happened before another action in the past. First, I finished eating, then my father arrived. At 9 o'clock, I had already taken a shower. First, I took a shower, then it became 9 o'clock. Notice that finished is a regular verb, and taken is an irregular verb, the past participle of the verb to take. If the verb to have is in the future, then the tense is future perfect, and the reference is in the future. When I graduate next year, I will have studied at this institution for 5 years. We can see that there is one form of the verb to have in the future, will have. This sentence is in the future perfect because the verb to have is in the future, and it means that the action will happen before another action in the future. First, I will study, then I will graduate. In 2035, he will have lived in Sydney for 20 years. First, he will live, then the time reference. Mind you, when you do not have a reference, then the reference is the present moment, even if it is not mentioned. I have watched this movie before. What is meant by before is before now.